What exactly is a dream job? Can it really exist? When you close your eyes, can you see it? I think dream jobs are a real thing, and with the right tools and friendships, they're something that anyone can strive for. In fact, I think I've been lucky enough to find them a few times in my career as a designer working in the tech industry. Now, it's not a guarantee that you'll land one of these dream jobs, but unless you put in the time and work to be intentional about your career in this way, well, you may never find out. Before we go any further, let me introduce myself. I'm Alexa, I'm a designer living in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I make videos here on YouTube about design and career. San Francisco holds a special place in my heart because prior to moving, I felt lost, sad, and uninspired. I'm not suggesting moving to San Francisco will solve all of your problems, but what I do know is that leaning into that new thing that sounds scary and uncomfortable is where some of the most important lessons are learned, and ultimately is what led me to discovering my dream jobs. Make sure to stick around because I'll be giving away a little something to you all at the very end of this video. To start, let me bring you back to the last time I was actively searching for a new job. I was a mid-level product designer at the time and ready for a new learning opportunity. After many months of applying and interviewing at companies, I found myself really stuck. So I did what anyone in their right mind would do. I asked for help. I started reaching out to people to talk through the specific challenges I was facing with my job interview process. One conversation that stands out to me that I've held on to was a conversation with a design manager. He reminded me of the importance of being intentional while searching for that new job and making sure to write down what I was looking for. The first step in finding your dream job is to create a list with 3 to 4 specific goals that you're looking for with your next job opportunity. I'll share with you some example goals that ended up on my list back then, but it's important the goals you write are relevant to you, your career, and your situation. For me, I wrote goals with my current job in mind. The team I was on back then lacked design leadership, so it was important to me that I find a new position at a company that had someone who was at least at the design director level or above. I was also on a team that had not invested in UX research. Working with researchers and developing research skills was important to me, so I was looking for a company which invested in UX research. And finally, I was working in a role which kept me very siloed. I was looking for a role where I could collaborate with other designers directly and within the same problem space. I remember having a nice to have goal too, which I think is nice to have. Back then I knew I loved food tech and health tech companies. If you knew me in school, you would have known I always gravitated towards these projects. Food and health tech companies are within a certain problem space that I'm personally passionate about, but I knew these other goals were way more important to my growth at that point in my career, so I didn't want the industry interest I had to hold me back. I added this to my list in the nice to have category and just kept it top of mind, knowing next time I wrote this list, I would likely be at a very different point in my career where it could become a top priority. From there, the next step is to research companies based on these goals and document the process. I love a good spreadsheet, so back then that's what I created to start tracking on my job search. I was documenting relevant links, the status of my job application, and taking notes to tie it all together. Not all companies that have job openings are going to be aligned with your goals. Some may have a few, some may have them all, and some may not have any of them. As you start to document the companies you find and apply for, I recommend keeping track of those companies that match your needs really well. If you find yourself applying to a bunch of companies which don't match your goals, I recommend either reconsidering spending time applying for them at all, or potentially rewriting your goals and changing your expectations. And of course, a huge part of finding your dream job is to actually go out there and land interviews for these roles that excite you. The interview process can be challenging, exhausting, and competitive, but that doesn't mean it's not all worth it. What's really great about that first exercise is that once you start landing interviews, you've already done a great work in identifying some important conversational points to have with the hiring managers. With most interviews I've been in, at some point, someone will ask, why us? Basically asking, why do you want to work at this company and on this team? If you've already set up your goals and you've done your research, this question should not come to any surprise. In fact, it should help you come off as thoughtful, confident, and prepared. And like I said before, not all companies are going to have it all for you. When I was interviewing at the company I'm at now, Zendesk, I brought up my 3 important goals in that first conversation I had with the hiring managers. They let me know that UX research is really important to Zendesk and the design team, but that they only had one person on staff focusing on UX research at the time. They said that the team was growing and that there was support, but not in the specific way I was looking for with this goal. This was a really important conversation to have. It allowed me to understand if I could see myself fitting into this team, knowing what I was looking for, and based off of their answers, I was able to shift my expectations while still being able to see how they fit into my goals. I decided to move forward. I got the job, and just as expected, the UX research function was a team of one, but was highly respected, and the team has grown significantly ever since. As a reminder, a dream job can look very different to you at different points in your career. Sometimes dream jobs can creep up on you and sort of magically land in your lap, but I think for the most part, finding something you're passionate about and love doing every day takes hard work, time, and tons of intentionality. Before I totally wrap things up here, I wanted to give you something. I've recently become an avid Notion user and love how versatile their product is. I took their already awesome jobs template and tweaked it a bit to design a version that I would want to use if I was searching for a new job right now. You can access this job tracking template for free in the link I've included in the description below. If you do try it out, I'd love to hear what you think. Just let me know in the comment section below. All right, that's all for now. For anyone who's actively looking for a job right now, I wish you the best, and just know I'm rooting for you. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.